Morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Welcome to the stream. Just a reminder, everything we're about to do is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not trade with live funds and is strictly just used for demo and paper trading purposes. Welcome. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm going to tag everybody in our Discord. Just want to make sure that they don't miss the stream that we're at. And then if you guys have any questions as we're going, just let me know. We had just a little bit of news a couple minutes ago, but there was no volatility from it. So all is good. So we'll just be playing our normal 15 to 30 minute candles like we always do. And so any questions you guys have, let them come in. And I'm going to start updating my charts. You're welcome to join me if there's anything that you want to update on yours as I add a couple of lines here and there just about things that I want to be aware of. And then also let you know like the direction that anything is going. Right now, and this will come up a lot as people join, but just so you guys can see, like the biggest thing I think you're going to learn today, and for anyone else, including our members that are here, it's just rules we have to follow. Like you have to follow rules, and these are the things that usually break people. They start getting on a hot streak, and a hot streak usually ends not because you get cold, but a hot streak ends because you usually get broken. As in, you start to over leverage, you have more conviction in a play that you should have released, and then sure enough, markets will absolutely humble you, and they have a very big habit of doing that. So right now, we are completely neutral on the ES. This is for all of you guys that use like the SPX 500. We did get a bullish confirmation at the end of the New York session, and it went great, but now we're in a new day, and we haven't tapped any boxes yet. So we have to follow our rules, and so I'm just going to leave this N up here, and it just means that we're neutral. So we can't do anything on the ES. The NQ over here, and this is where like details matter, and just so you guys can see like things aren't random. We are inside of our bigger box. This is our weekly system, and so like we are trapped in here. And since this day has started, there has not been a single close below or above the box. So again, both the NQ and the ES, or for you index futures folks who aren't used to those terminology with your prop firms, again, this is the left side would be SPX 500. Middle of the screen is your NAS 100. We are neutral on the NQ, or again, the NAS 100, until we can get a bearish confirmation below this box. Now, and this is important because this week has been very consolidative, and a lot of the moves have been happening during the Asia or London session, not really during the New York. You'd have to wait during the New York session, like not at New York opening bell. I can already forecast, and I know our members can too, that even if we get a short confirmation here on the NQ in the center of our screen, the ES is not going to provide a short. How do I know that? Because if this shoots straight down like the NQ, it'll hit this box as support. And True Algo is telling us you have our weekly box and we have our daily box, and this doesn't happen often, stacked on top of each other, extending the box further. That means there's a lot of support here, and there's also going to be a lot of consolidation where traders are going to get trapped. And so it's going to be really hard to find a short position, and you either have to take a solo position on the NQ, which I'm not going to do. You are welcome to, if just make sure you're managing risk. But I can't watch these all day because I know I'm not going to get a position. So again, follow rules. And so now the one thing we could get is a long position during New York, where if you can get a very aggressive NQ down to this box and then for it to close bullish like this, and then the ES follows suit, now we have a very good long position that we can then ride up to our very next box up here. And then, so that's something I know I'll be looking for and has a high probability to activate. And then just lastly, before I move on to other assets, is on the NQ and the ES specifically, True Algo members, we have a daily beacon right here. And then I'm a little under the weather and it is not fun. We have old miss daily and scalp and beacon target, which I'm not totally worried about, but we cleared the one yesterday. We do have the current one today activated, and let me put the steps up real fast. hold on, wrong thing. Just come on. My brain is not working today. There we go. And then pop the stats up. So all I'm doing right now is checking what the hit rate is on this for New York. So we'll see here shortly. And so if you want to add that circle, it's right around 61.29. This is for you, again, you SPX 500 folks. Remember the SPX 500, the price is going to be different than what the futures chart is. So right now there's an 85% chance that we are going to go clip this today. And then, so looking to get to this target 85% of the time. The NQ also has one right here, which is roughly right around the same hit rate as well. So looking to get down to that one, I'll leave a circle there for us to be aware. For you NQ folks, it's 21,936. And then US 30 has one right there at 44.51. That's over here on the right side of our screen. And details really matter with our system. For you newer folks, you're not really going to understand what I'm saying, but everybody else that is a member, you guys can see here, that's level 4. Again, this is the 4th level of our system. And 80% of the time, you will not close inside level 4. And as you can see here, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, it's by 1 or 2 ticks, it didn't close inside of it. So if 80% of the time you can't close inside of the green box, then that means 80% of the time you will then reject from it. And right now, the US 30 is rejecting from it. So a really good reason now to get down to this bearish target here on US 30. So those are the things I'll be watching. I'll add some other targets, but I'm going to go check some other asset classes first before we do that. DXY, True Algo members, just note, again, this isn't going to be for the other folks, but maybe, we did get to that 2023 high, and right now DXY literally hit it, back tested it, and is now finding immediate support. We're still in a big bearish trend following our red box using the daily system. There's your first close to get there, get down, and then there's your next close, and then you get down. And so DXY is remaining on its bearish side, but we are finding support here at that 2023 low, or 2023 high, sorry. But right now there's no reason to be bullish on DXY. The euro here on the right side, this is the long position we did yesterday on the live. You can see now it's gone parabolic. We've had a bunch of long opportunities as well on the euro to push up. And now up here, the only thing we're really looking for is like a reload point from another box versus trying to short the high. Most traders always want to take a screenshot of them shorting the high or the low, and then they have no money in the position. They're just trying to show off a screenshot. Our members and us try not to do that. We try to just focus on actual trading and getting into our probability setups and worrying about ourselves, not about some screenshot to post later. But right now, the euro looks like it wants to back test and push up something like this. And again, True Algo members, because you're in the green box, it's just strictly trying to go line to line, but you can use the daily system to help support that long position as well. But this is played out from what we said on our macro stream about the euro continuing to be bullish, the pound continuing to be bullish as well, and then being bearish overall in the DXY, the UCAD, and the UJ. And again, you can see the pound has gone up fantastically as well. I'm just trying to see where the closes is. It's going to be trending as well. So just give it 1 second. And again, same story. And for any of you guys, here's that very first close in the green box. Then there was the day system to help you guide through here. We just cleared out all these daily scalp targets. You can see up here, 78% to 88% clearing these targets out that get printed. And then sure enough, boom, blast off, and you're continuing our bullish trend that the system says. But no new positions on those. Gold and silver are currently in long positions, everybody playing out. And then True Algo members, remember what I told you, that we were going to break up this week on gold most likely, and we would get to 2,800. We are now $8 from 2,800. And so that average move for us is a $9.50 move on gold. So we should get up to this point right here. It's actually $9.50. I don't know why it's showing like that right there. So we should hit $7.95 on gold. Oil's in an active bearish confirmation. This would have been the first time to short it. If you didn't get in the short there, there's a short activation here. There's also a short activation there. But right now you are waiting for oil to finish its short Our average move on oil, that actually looks really good even with the stacked box, is a 62-cent move on oil. So looking to get oil all the way down here, basically at 74.31. And then True Algo members, silver and gold have reached the green boxes, so you can trade them as solo assets. And then reminder, True Algo members, that like yesterday, I'll show you guys what I mean. If you guys can look at the left side of the screen, silver was in a bearish trend box, so we could treat gold as a solo asset. And you'll see that there was long positions somewhere in here during the New York session, right here, right there. And so again, if you're someone that you have a broker where you can, or you're trading on an actual account, you can see swings can really swing if you're able to hold your position overnight. And again, just about setting your stop losses to break even versus always closing your positions too fast. Crypto folks, Ryan, I saw you post, bud. Hope you're doing well. Right now, just so everybody understands, both Bitcoin and ETH are in bearish confirmations. So any one of these red candles that have closed below, as Bitcoin confirmed as well, they're also rejecting from the same boxes at the same exact time. So it's a really high probability that crypto is going to flush down. But you have both Bitcoin and ETH saying to short. And then the average move on Bitcoin is a $1,700 move. So it looks like that. And then your stop loss, this is showing you where the average stop is. But because the boxes are extending further, because this is the weekly system, your stop loss would have to be wider for today, everybody. And then on ETH, I believe it's a $62 move on average. That wick pushing right up. But again, you have to close above, not just wick above, everybody. And then Tether is also saying that there was a long position earlier on Tether. The only problem is Tether now is in support, which is good. That's not a problem. We want that to happen. But if we can get Tether to close above this box, that will really help propel Bitcoin and Ethereum to dump pretty hard for the crypto folks. Jump over to the Russell really fast. So the Russell and the US 30 have been pretty amazing this week, where the ES and the NQ have been if anyone has been struggling with the ES and NQ, they've been sitting in the same box area for literally 3 days. They were really good on Monday, good on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and now even the start of today, they're consolidating. But right here, you can see there's a bearish confirmation. You just got one little wick into it, and this is during the Asia session. And then from here, this is our average move on Russell, which is a $92 or $9 or like 92, sorry, ticks move. And just to show you like how crazy this is, when you stretch it across the right side, there's the wick into it. There's no like liquidity that I just grabbed. We didn't fill a fair value gap. There's no order block or any of that stuff. It just literally hits into our average of our win that we give you. And then that's where price wicks up. And so there's no new positions on the Russell. The only thing you can do right now on the Russell, everybody, is just remain bearish for this move to finish out. As in, it has hit our average, so now we are just trying to get this to here. That doesn't mean you can all of a sudden enter in a new position right here, because you're just randomly getting into an idea. But if you're in your idea, again, you can trail your stop down. You can use our flexes or something like that, or any of the candle breaks. But we're just trying to get it down here. You can't enter in a position. So if you're someone who really likes the Russell and now you wake up and you want to trade the Russell, you can't do anything. You either have to hit this box and close again, or come down and hit this box and close up. And then that's it. So that means now if you're that person, you can't do anything on Russell. You have to look at something else. This is gasoline futures here on the right side of your screen. And gasoline, just like oil, is currently in bearish confirmations based off of any of the ones that you would have taken at this moment. So next is stocks. We use the stocks, one, to play options contracts when New York opens, but two, to sort of guide probabilities of the index futures pushing in one or the other direction. And so right now, Tesla is all the way on the left. This is neutral. It has not hit a box yet, so we can't do anything. Apple is bullish and still playing out from right here. I have the wrong tool, sorry. There we go. So Apple is bullish, but we have hit our box. So there's a potential on the next candle it could flip bearish. But right now, Apple is bullish. Microsoft is also neutral. That's right here. Microsoft has not hit any box of our system. And then NVIDIA is neutral. So we have 3 assets that are, sorry, this is Amazon, are completely neutral. Let me check NVIDIA real fast and see if NVIDIA, it looks like NVIDIA is also, there's a potential that it flipped bullish down here if it hit a box below. Yeah, it did. So NVIDIA is confirmed bullish. The pre-market folks, though, the bigger entities, look, they've already taken profit on that first idea. So, but right now it still is bullish until it can close below a box. So we have Apple that's bullish, NVIDIA that's bullish, and then Tesla, Amazon, and Microsoft that are all neutral right now. So what does that mean? It just means that the stocks are going to cause the index futures to be more neutral here at open versus getting a very aggressive move in your favor right from the opening. It just speaks that we're going to get some consolidation. So just be prepared. You might want to write that down, everybody. So expecting consolidation here for open. That oil idea just put in a new low, everybody. Again, we're not even at the halfway point of the average, but trying to get oil down here to 74.32. Tether's starting to bump up a little bit, which is good. And then the gasoline futures just put in a brand new low as well. You can check out the 10-year note. No, nothing new on that one. For all of you guys with the ES and NQ, like what Matthew's saying, you can write these notes down so you can check me later. But next week, and there could even be a massive gap, I don't know. But next week, the ES, the NQ, there's going to be some major trend that's going to form next week. And just looking at where prices are currently, the only thing we can really do is trend up to new all-time highs, or there should be a pretty aggressive breakdown of markets, but it could just break down to our boxes on the lower side of the range. But because of the massive consolidation over the past 3 days on the ES and NQ, we've been sitting, again, this is a New York session on Wednesday. Here's a New York session on Thursday. And then obviously we're going to have a new New York session today. I would love for it to break down today because, like I said, we have an opportunity that we could get into shorts potentially. I would love to get a bullish move up at New York first, get everyone faked out, get really bullish, hit our box, close bearish, NQ, close below the box, bearish, and then just ride shorts as far down as they'll go first to hit our average. But next week should bring quite the trend break, so you guys might want to write that down for yourselves. Natural gas, I can check that for you too. Oil did just put in another new low, everybody. I'm just going to take silver off real fast and put natural gas up. We did flip my macro level, folks, for natural gas. We're at the weekly open, so we wouldn't be at any weekly system. It would just be the day system. Right now, natural gas is bearishly confirmed. And this is the average win on natural gas. Again, we provide these stats for all of our members. We have gone 50% of the move. You can see natural gas is finding support at its weekly open. But right now, natural gas, we are trying to get it down to basically 3.8. And so even if you're not in a natural gas move, this current candle hit the box above. So the next candle that closes red, that would be a new active short if you haven't taken one. But natural gas is bearish, everybody. Marco, if that helps you, bud. The only thing I said, Matthew, is just there's a high probability that the ES and NQ next week are, and it could happen today, but next week the ES or NQ are going to have a pretty good trend break. They're either going to break up to new all-time highs or they're going to aggressively short next week. It's not going to sit in the same price that it's doing right now, especially because of the NQ. It's not very common for markets to sit in the same exact price area for 3 or 4 days on end without then having it has to break out pretty aggressively to get away from it. And True Algo members, and Matthew, I'll talk to you guys about it on our macro stream on Sunday morning to prep you guys that you should all know from being with me for a long time where the higher probability is we're going to break just because of where we're hovering at. And so we're hovering on the high side of the system. Copper, I got you. Again, I'll move silver off the screen real quick. Copper should be bullish before I pop it up because both silver and gold are bullish. And so as you can see, we've had a massive bullish move up on copper. We want to see if our weekly system or anything was able to support it. Right now, there's a high probability that we have a bearish confirmation, but you can see copper is pushed up as well. And yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. So found support at the weekly system once, cleared out some targets, found support at the weekly system twice. And this was right at yesterday, really good long opportunities on copper. And then now twice longs on copper. And then today, consolidation at the highs. And then right now, a little bit earlier, bearish confirmations to push down. There's still some volatility here at the highs, but there's no new move on copper, everybody. Right now, this is neutral because you have this current bearish candle that's pushed below this box. It hasn't closed below it. Once it closes down here, then that would be an active short on copper to get down. And then our average move on copper looks like this. So that would be a really good move. Obviously, the daily open could provide some support, so it could cause that position to retrace against you and push down. That average retracement should help you, which is 13 ticks. But remind me to look at copper here in 2 minutes with this close, but I'll leave it on the screen because silver is not going to have a new position. So we should get a new short activated here on copper because it's a bearish close below the box. Like so. We also, by the way, for copper have the daily scalp targets and beacons active to be cleared, and then we can check the stats on them. Stats are going to pop up here in the top right in just a second. So we're trying to see what the stats say for the first day print of these daily scalp and beacons to help provide reasons for that the short position to play out. And apparently I just broke it. So there's that. We'll try this again. I can look at the UJ in just a second, Brad. Just give me 1 second. For Sakai or whoever just asked about, gold is right here on your left. The only thing you can be right now is long positions on gold. All right, so here's the stats. This first circle right here, we can like call this number 1, has an 80% chance to be hit today. Actually, sorry, has an 87%. Sorry for my bad drawing. 87% chance that copper will get here. And then this one down here has an 80% for target 2. So high probabilities that copper is going to get there as long as we get a close below. It does look, it's literally about to close here in just a minute, everybody, that we should get that down there. For gold, folks, you really want gold to close inside this green box. That's our trend box. And so 80% of the time, if it can just close inside that green box right here, then statistically speaking, gold will close higher for the rest of the day, and we could really quickly get up to 2805, if not higher. But again, True Algo members, I really hope that I've helped you about what I was saying. I know I was talking to West, one of our members, like crazy on our previous live stream, that I told you gold was wanting to break out up, and we've gotten it, and we got our close above our weekly system, and it gave us that opportunity to push up here. Here's the bearish confirmation now on copper, and again, this is the correct average move on copper. So on average, we are trying to get down here, 48 ticks, which is, I mean, you can see here the price change. Again, these are tenths, but 48 ticks down. And then our stop loss is great. The average stop loss is exactly where we want it to be. So copper is now in an active bearish confirmation, everybody. So someone asked for the UJ, right? Instead of putting up the 6 series, I'm going to put up the normal UJ that you all see. Man, the UJ is holding its own. God, look at that. It's beautiful. I know the newer folks that aren't a part of the system, you won't understand, but like every time we get to our yellow box and we can get this type of move out of it as expected, such a good opportunity. And then the UJ is perfect today, by the way. As you guys can see, candles have moved up, bearish close, push down, win. All the way down to here. No bullish closes or bearish closes in between boxes, so you don't mess with any of this consolidation. And then after having that winning short, there's your next long, and it's pushed up. And then there was your first loss right here because there's a short activation. And then this I talk about, I just put a video out of it too. Like, I just want to make sure you guys know we don't have a 100% win rate. Like, that's insane for anyone to think that. Like, this is a short position, and as soon as you take the short, the very next 30-minute candle takes you out, and then there's your active long position. The problem is the next box was just really close, so it's a very small win. And then right now, you are neutral because you have hit both sides of a box, and then the next candle is bearish. You see how this current candle is green? You're trying to see if you can get a bullish candle to close, and then that looks absolutely terrible. Thank you, TradingView. So you can get a bullish confirmation and then continue to push up. The problem is like your DXY is stuck. And so if you want the UJ to be powerful for bullishness, you need to get bullish closes above our boxes on DXY to help support the idea. Again, so like down here when DXY bottomed, you guys see this right here so you can understand what I mean. See how DXY bottoms and then there's some bullish closes above this first red box. That's the very first close right there that we just showed you, that long position. It came 30 minutes after, or 1 hour after DXY bottomed. Again, following the rules that you have to build confluence for your ideas rather than solo trading an asset. See if the ES and NQ are still consolidating, and they are literally at the identical price we started stream at, everybody. Hey, Wes, hope you're doing good, bud. Thanks, man. Am I going to go live for all members on the 29th for FOMC? So that's next Wednesday, right? Do you guys want me to? So that'll be, what is it? 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 29th. If you guys want me to, and I have availability, I can do it. I'll talk to members too, because the only problem with FOMC is like it's extremely aggressive, and the moves happen really fast. And unfortunately, with YouTube, there's like an 8 to 10 second delay. And so I'll talk to our current members. Current members, either way, no matter what, on FOMC day, I'll be live in the morning for you guys as well. So we'll figure out what we want to do. Gold getting ready to put in a new high here, folks. Apple continuing its bullishness. And then again, why I'm talking to you guys about index futures are neutral right now is, look, we are still neutral on Tesla, neutral on Amazon, neutral on Microsoft. We can check to see if NVIDIA has put in a new high. Apple just put in another new high as it's confirmed bullish. Yeah, NVIDIA hasn't yet. So stick over here to Amazon. When these all flip, and this is True Algo members, just a note, is like the other thing too is like Microsoft and Amazon are very far from their boxes. And remember what I was talking to you guys about the NQ? Like the ES is very far from its boxes. The NQ, it's going to be really hard to take any ideas because the ES is nowhere near a short opportunity. And then you look at the bigger stocks and you can see, yep, this is exactly why. So it's going to be a bunch of hurry up and wait on the good old index futures. Again, ES, NQ. Ronnie, how you doing, bud? Bitcoin. Yeah, crypto right now, Bitcoin and ETH are still in a bearish confirmation. And then we're trying to get a higher close here on Tether to help support the short ideas on crypto. But nothing new as of yet. We did just get a new close. It's still bearishly confirmed on both Bitcoin and Tether. Sorry, both Bitcoin and ETH. Oil's over here on the right. Oil just got, again, we want this average move, but you got to look, man. Oil comes down, hits our box, and our boxes are doing exactly as designed. And now oil's aggressively pushing up. There's no bullish confirmation to take this long position, but your short position is played out because it hits a box. As soon as you guys hit a box in practice, you have got to move your stop to break even to protect the idea. You don't want to be like retail and like, you know what? I understand that we're in a bearish confirmation. It hit the box below, which is a take profit. But you know what? I'm going to hold this longer, and then I'm going to get punished. And then you're going to have even more conviction. And then markets do that to you. So you've got to get used to when you hit a box, regardless that our average move is 62 cents, that box is going to stop price if it wants to. And sure enough, it does. We did put in a new low on copper, by the way. Getting a new low here now on ETH and Bitcoin, everybody. Not like a new low for the day, obviously. We're at the highs, but the current candle is putting in a new low on the positional idea. And Tether's pushing up, which is what you really want to see. Get Tether to close above that box. The close won't happen until New York opens, but if it does, can get a big flush here, bearish on the crypto side. And for everybody here who is more of a crypto person than an index futures or commodities or Forex, we do offer a crypto-only plan as well. True Algo members, reminder, I'm going to get you guys the stats for gasoline futures. And you see the current candles, and then look over at oil. right side of my screen, then look at oil, right side of my screen. You see how they move, not identical, but they move very reactive to each other. So it's just something to watch out for. Copper should put in a new low here as well. And again, index futures are beyond boring. We're getting some bullish momentum now on the index futures. Again, there's no longs. And then you'll see Apple's continuing to push up. Again, Apple being the stock market leader, but still neutral on the others. New York doesn't open for 25 more minutes, so we still got some time, everybody. Would gold be the same, or because I'm trying to read a question? No, it's trending. It doesn't count. I'm not sure what you mean by your question, Matt. Sorry, you might have to rephrase it. Right now, gold is bullishly confirmed, and we're continuing to look for it to go higher. This is the average win, but like you need gold to close in this box to have a new continuation upwards, and then you're gonna just strictly go line to line at that point. It's trying to break it. Kind of want to see what silver is doing. Just remind me to come back to copper. I mean, silver is still supporting the ideas too. I know silver's hitting a box though, up here at the top side. I think it's the weekly system. You'll see it show up in just a second. Yeah. So, I mean, silver is in a bullish confirmation. It is also inside of the green trend box. So we're supporting long ideas. So can help push it up. So John is saying the NQ just took off 50 points. I don't disagree with him, and it's not a long position that I take. But if you guys win from it, I hope it goes well for you. So, but this is not a long position because it's the same thing can be said on the bear side any other point too. I mean, it's just stuck in consolidation. And the other thing too is like just look at the daily open. I mean, the markets have been open for a little over 14 hours, and we are slightly above the New York Open. The ES is literally at the daily open price. I just realized the opens are not on for US 30. Let me fix this real quick. What you'll see now is the opens will pop up, but there's the previous day's levels. If you guys want to add these targets with me, feel free. New people, I don't think you'll understand or why, but the True Algo members, since we're getting closer to that New York Open, we have a bullish target at 61.54. There's no long to take up to get to it, but nonetheless, there still is one there, and then we'll mark the bearish one. We're right in the middle of the session yesterday, too. So we have a bearish target and a bullish target on the ES. We're opening a little bit above the 50% point. The NQ is right at the NYSE target. And reminder, True Algo members, this target cannot be cleared during the London. It has to be cleared during when New York opens. You got a way bearish one. Man, I really hope we get this bearishness pushed down. We've left a couple of these bearish targets, by the way, on the NQ, much lower, everybody. US 30, you're right, slightly above like the 50% point for yours. But if you guys want to add those extra targets to have on your screen, totally up to you. But UJ wanting to put in that bullish confirmation once New York opens. It's not bullish yet, everybody. You got to wait. Waiting for the euro to finish loading up. Again, continuous push up here on gasoline. See if copper put in a new low. No new low just yet. ETH and Bitcoin, real small moves. Nothing crazy yet. And then continuing the unbelievable. It's like you can see like Tesla is off. Microsoft is pretty much off. Amazon's bringing in a little bit more volatility, but I mean the candles are tiny. Like this, it's to me off position. Apple's the only one that's pushed up. And again, Apple's zoomed in. So you can see Apple's the one that's pushing. But again, there's no directional pushes from any of these. It's just the fact that Amazon and Nvidia are bullish right now, which is what's carrying a little bit of the longs that have pushed up. Brad, when you were, I don't know if you're still in here, just let me know if you are. You're talking about how do you determine setup size? I presume you're talking about like the sizing for what you would do on your broker or your prop firm. Just let me know. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not trying to dance around the question, but sizing has to be what works for you. So like you guys that are on your prop firms, you got to deal with all their damn rules, and their goal is to get you to re-up as many times as possible and blow your account. That's all they care about. And so you have to size what allows you to be able to withstand our average loss points and stuff like that. And that's how your sizing has to be broken into that. A lot of people with your smaller accounts, you guys try to trade like your people with $100,000 or $200,000 account. I'm not even talking about prop firms. I'm just talking about like just in general. You guys trade with that type of aggression. But your sizing should be what allows you to manage your risk accordingly and not blow accounts every day, which again is what the prop firms, that's why they survive. So there is no right answer for that. With our system, I don't know if you're a member, Brad. I don't think you are. But when you join, we teach you our mitigation entrance strategy, which shows you anywhere from 1 to 4 entrances. And then so like if you're someone who, let's say you only trade a single lot or you trade a single contract, then you can flip to micros and you can break it up. If you want to just have 2 entrances, instead of entering your full position at the very first close, you can enter in 50%. If you're going to take 3 positions, then open it up to 33%. There's a big reason why a lot of the prop firms, if you guys remember in the middle of last year when we were doing this, they immediately all started saying you're denied your payouts because of your DCAing, because you're trading like hedge funds. Hedge funds don't just enter in one position at one price and that's it. And so the prop firms didn't like that people were starting to, they call it DCA, but you're playing markets correctly. And sure enough, that's why they were denying payouts. Then people stopped re-upping and then they changed their rule back. Some of them allowing you to DCA as much as you want or to enter in at least 2 contracts. But yeah, if you join, the biggest thing will probably show you with our stats. Like, I mean, you guys saw like the video yesterday, just so you guys know that it's not BS. Like here's yesterday on US 30. And so like I can show you an example down here. And then John, if you're still here, I need to measure one thing to show you in 1 second just to see what happened. I showed this yesterday because we had a loss on US 30. But like when you have these long positions that like produce themselves and stuff like that, I guess this is a really good opportunity. Like that's a big long that we had. We only won a $105 win on US 30 on average. So like this is what we're trying to gain. But till the very next close is right there. So we only wanted 105. It gave us 165. So again, you're almost getting 1.6 to 1.7x your normal win. And then, but here's the thing, and this goes for Brad or any of you guys that are having trouble sizing your positions, is like right here's the confirmation to go long. And like in our stats that we provide our members, this isn't random. It says that on average, US 30 will retrace 32 ticks. So you open your first long position here to go up, but we tell you that price can retrace 32 ticks. So that means all the way basically back to this box, there's an opportunity where US 30 is going to do this. And this is very important for you and any members. If you guys think it's always going to retrace 32 ticks, you have to note, we tell you that's the average over a long period of time that we've done for you. And so if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to enter in my first position here. I'm going to wait till it retraces 32 ticks. Well, guess what? It only retraced 11. So you now didn't take an advantage of this move. So if you're someone who always trades like one contract, one lot, or two contracts, then I would do like 50% of your position here and then 50% of your position at the next average point, if that's how you want to go about. And just something like that would be like the quickest way to show sizing. But multiple times yesterday on US 30, hold on, I got to turn replay off. You didn't get the retracement point, like the average retracement. So if you didn't enter in on the first idea, then you wouldn't have gotten anything. This is the candle, right, that John was saying. So just so you guys can all see, and this is not me harping on John. I don't know who he is. And I don't have any ill will towards him or anybody else. Just waiting for the stats to pop back up. Come on. And I would never say that this isn't a good move, man. Like that's a hype. I hope it worked out for him or anyone else that takes it. I just need these stats to load. If it can stop hating me, good old trading view. So our average win on the NQ is 260 ticks versus what he said was 50 earlier, and now it's moved up 136. So when we follow our rules, that's the average that we're trying to get. So versus just trying to squeak out much smaller moves that people do on small time frames. But again, if this goes parabolic, man, remember what I started the stream with, guys? Like rules. You have to follow rules. So like if this shoots straight up, I hope everyone has the best day of their entire lives. I really do mean that. I don't mean that sarcastically, but like I have rules. I state my rules. I follow my rules. We teach with our rules. And those rules work over long periods of markets. Anything else, if people are just doing randomly entrances or random stop losses, then they can't replicate what they do every single day. And then markets have a habit of humbling us very quickly. Congrats, Luis. Is it pushing down? I'm not looking over at it. You guys see what Luis just said? There's your average win on copper. Yeah. So 200 handle move. That's good, man. John, I'm happy for you, bud. You guys see the win on copper? And there's almost zero retracement as well. So Luis, congrats, but I'm glad the win worked out for you. But there's that short live on stream. And again, when we get those closes, like just a high probability, like the market can flood it really quick to your take profit. Now listen, it literally hit the average. You guys see that we give 48 ticks. It's exactly 48 tick win. And then you can see they're not opening long positions yet. You don't got to check order flow software and the other stuff. It's just to take profit on the shorts, and you have to long the position to short it after you short it. So we do have these targets below that we want to get to on copper, but like right now in your copper position, this is a good time to shave off some of the position. If you only open up one contract and you have to close it, then if you close it, you close it. And then, or if anything, you got to make sure you move your stop to break even now, because you can't have an average win, a monster win of 48 points, and then now you're going to let the markets take you out for a loss just because you hold it. So make sure you shift your stop to break even, if anything. Crypto's still hovering. Apple has a new bullish confirmation up here, everybody. So I'm going to shift this bad boy up here. We could get a rejection here in 10 minutes with the volatility injection, and then could get a bearish move. But again, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon are not in any type of confirmation. They're completely neutral right now. We did get a new low, by the way, on the Russell. Nice re-attack of the box above on gasoline. I don't think we're going to get a new bearish confirmation. We can't get a bearish confirmation on oil, so there's nothing to do on oil. And now it's just a bunch of hurry up and wait till the next close, which will be the New York open and bell. Sorry that I'm clicking around. I'm just trying to make sure I see everything before things start going. Oh, sweet. I'm happy for you, Dave. It's Dave 54, right? I think off the top of my head. John, I'm not doing this to be sarcastic. I always want to know like where people's heads are at. Did you take the long? I'm not, and again, I'm not challenging you. I hope you don't think that. And again, let me know if you remember or not, because I am curious. But if not, let me know if you took it. And if you did take it, like, where's your stop? Where's your take profit? I'm always curious about like where people are at. Because it's always easy. Like, I mean, you guys see, like, it's always easy to say and point out like when things move. And a lot of hindsight mentors, teachers, whatever that is, and then indicators who like always, they all repaint, which our system doesn't do. They can't support their ideas like with a stop loss or a take profit. They always just draw some random position, tell you missed it later, and like it looks like this. And they're like, yeah, man, anytime I take my positions, I rock with like a 12 or 13 R. And that's never the case, because, and I'm not trying to hate on people, but the truth is the truth. People who say they have some type of R that's like this on every position, is not true, because you're saying that you lose 10 plays before you ever win one, and you're okay handling that mentally, and I don't think that's possible for most people. It hit a fair value gap on the 1 minute and bounced. So where's your stop? That's not my question. Oh, sweet. Yeah, so John, are you still rocking those 1 minutes? These things stress me out, man. I'm trying to see where it hit. In this, I'm trying to see, is it this one here? This? I mean, it's a sweet entrance. And then, but why didn't this fair value gap produce the same move for a short? That's the only problem with FVGs, is like they're different on every time frame. So where they exist on the 1 minute, they don't exist on the 3 minute. And then where you're presented with the logical fallacy is how many 1 minute fair value gaps were filled on the way up. And then this one here on the bottom is the one that causes the push up, and there's no liquidity grab. And then all of these 1 minute fair value gaps on the top side, not a single one caused the price to reverse as well. Those get inverted. So we always want to try to focus on something that we can replicate day in and day out. I'm not trying to hate on anyone other's strategies. It's just, I don't ask those things to be mean. I want to know where people's heads are at, because I want you guys to be able to use your strategies. They just have to revolve around what our boxes tell you guys to do, so you can take advantage as much as possible in the markets. You don't have to get rid of everything you've ever done. I want you guys to succeed as much as possible. Just make sure you can repeat what you do and not pick and choose when sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Again, the markets will have a nasty habit of humbling us when that happens. You guys see copper's still taking profit on that idea. Getting a little bit more movement now on Microsoft as we're getting closer to this New York Open. There is a probability that Tesla could come up and ping this and then short with puts. Apple, you guys see it rejecting now? This is what I was saying, that there's an opportunity here where right at New York Open, Apple's going to confirm bearish puts, and then that will bring the index futures down, and we want to be aware of that. Could get the US 30 and the Russell, by the way, to finish out their move down to the next box. You see, I'm going to get this gold thing out of the way. You guys see the 80% rule doing its job? Remember, gold has to close inside of the green box, and then 80% of the time it will go higher. But you can see it's not closing in that box, man, and True Algo's doing what it does best and just absolutely ripping it down. And then just to show you so that there's no like picking and choosing, look at the US 30. Remember, same song and dance. What we said earlier, US 30 hits the box above. That's the green box. That's the trend box. 80% of the time you can't close inside of it. If you do, 80% you can go higher. And sure enough, boom. And then watch US 30 finish getting down to its targets today at New York Open. Yeah. And so, John, yeah, man, I appreciate it, but there's a lot of people who try to use other techniques and they always float and present problems for themselves. But and just so like here, like, I mean, you've got your market structure is clearly bullish too from shifting off on the lows. Anyone who uses your trend lines, and so, not yours, but using trend lines in general, you just want to use those ideas to support this. And then you can still use our box to go line to line, that line to line mentality. You can set your stop at daily open now and push up. I just won't do that because I can't change what I do, because then I'm picking and choosing what works when. And that it's not replicated over a long period of time. But yeah, I mean, you guys do not have to get rid of any of the strategies that you employ. Just make them work in our box. And if you're someone who's on the 1 minute time frame, then you absolutely can be trading in a box, where other people, when you're on a larger time frame, you have to stick to the rules. Just note that if you change your time frame, you are now adjusting the rules to fit you, and then you just have to make sure, if you're going to do that, then you can't say something is a loss because you broke the rules. And all I'm doing is showing you guys like what John's talking about. Like, he took a long off that gap fill right here. And then look, this is what I mean by like use the system to support your ideas. 1 minute time frame, there's your 1 minute close, sets his stop at the low where the gap was filled, and there's your win. Again, you're using the line inside of the box. And just so you guys know, this line is not randomly the 50% point. That line is there for a specific reason. And then that can support his idea. I'm not going to take that idea, but you can use your techniques within our system. Again, just listen to what I say. And I'm very repetitive, intentionally. Just make sure it occurs in the box or around our boxes, not just randomly somewhere on the chart, because it just feels good that time. We're still rejecting from that target. Reminder, guys, this target's not cleared. It has to be cleared once New York session opens. But you can see us rejecting from that quite hard right now. Just trying to see. Big rejection on Apple. This is good. But where Apple is, it's got to close below. It's now neutral. We did get a big bearish push on Microsoft as well, everybody. Bearish push on Amazon. Tesla is moving bearish, but there's no confirmation. So, and the other thing that I like is they're all getting to basically the same box. Even though Amazon's not at the identical, or not Amazon, Apple is not at the identical box. It is hitting the first zone of our system, which you want to see. They all need to get lower, though, in order to have a confirmation. Trying to see if the Russell put in a new low. No, it did not. Getting another big bullish push up over here. So watch for the ES to clear this one. It's less than a minute, New York's going to open. It needs to test this target. NQ is above it, so it should, and now it's on it. I'll stop talking until the New York bell opens. If not, I'm going to keep repeating what I'm saying. Come on, come on, come on. So New York's going to clear it immediately when it opens. Watch for the ES to clear the one above it. There's a close. It clears it right at the open. That's good. And now finding support. Just again, I'm not going to trade on a 1 minute time frame. ES, look for it to come clear this one above. US 30 is pushing up as well. We should get a divergence between both US 30 and the NQ here in about a minute, as in they'll start moving the opposite direction of each other. The Russell should be pushing up as well, everybody. Yeah, Russell is pushing up. No long yet. And then there's no new move here on gasoline futures. Gold with a big aggressive push down. There's no new move on gold. There's no new move on copper from the win earlier, everybody. So this is a bunch of hurry up and wait. You guys can see the 80% rule doing its job, though, on gold. But this isn't somewhere to look for a short opportunity, because you can get support and consolidation here just to push right back up again. You guys see what I was talking about with Apple? Again, it did get that bearish push down, but it's not bearishly confirmed because it hit the box below. So now it's consolidating. And then all of these are still neutral because they have to close below or above a box with the matching candle. And if it's bearish, it pushed down and also hit a box below. So you're going to see consolidation again. You can see the NQ consolidating here at the high. The ES, by the way, did clear that target. Again, this isn't a position to take, just pointing out that we needed to get up here and clear this one. Now it has one on the bearish side too. The bearish obviously is way further away, would offer a way bigger win opportunity down here. Those, plus our daily targets as well. And now we're getting that divergence I was talking about where US 30 is up and then the NQ is down. And we should continue to get this for about 45 minutes, everybody. And John, you are correct. I mean, we had it all day on Wednesday, and then even also previously on the NQ. I don't want to zoom out too far. Sorry, everybody. Right here at the end of December. That was like the high, and that was caused the first big push down. Big rejection now on NQ. And again, look at US 30 pushing up. Just a reminder, if you're not a member or just current members, please note that divergence that you should expect. So like you should never be like longing the US 30 and the NQ at the same time when New York opens, because they diverge. You guys see it? Just making sure we're all on the same page here, everybody. DXY with a new bearish confirmation. The euro is just continuing its bullish trend. Remember we talked about like this whole thing of coming down to then push back up. The DXY is confirmed bearish, which can help long ideas overall on markets. Oil is neutral still, everybody. Crypto, folks, Bitcoin is now to the box, so the shorts are playing out, everybody. Again, get Tether to close above, and it can really propel, and we can get our average win on both Bitcoin and ETH. But Bitcoin is now almost to the box. Reminder, it can get support at the box, unfortunately, but hopefully these continue to push through. Once this Bitcoin touches this box, you got to take your stop and shift it to break even, so to protect your idea. There you go. There's Bitcoin continuing to flood the shorts. Move your stop to break even now to protect your idea, everybody. Tesla, really good bounce off the box for puts. Microsoft plummeting. And Amazon is still neutral. So is Apple. If Tesla hits this box below here, guys, then you can't continue taking puts. You got to wait. Lots of consolidation, like I was telling you guys. Again, when the stocks are not the big stocks that we watch, when they don't all confirm to say the same thing, you're going to see consolidation. So we've only been open for 3 minutes, but you guys know this is the most volatile time in the New York markets. Look at the candle. Like, it's just consolidation. And then if you go to that small time frame, which like it's stressful for me, you can see these candles that are bouncing. And these are, again, we're talking about 20 to 30 handles. It's not an easy thing to handle on the mindset. But they're both so far rejecting from the New York high of yesterday. Getting more momentum in our favor here on the DXY shorts and then the Euro longs. Nothing new on commodities. I'm probably not going to check commodities for a while. You guys see Bitcoin hit the take profit point and popping back up. Again, it's not our average win, but again, same thing like we showed you earlier on copper, that when you hit a box, man, like we want this average. Like that's what happens on average, that $1,700 move. But you got to understand that this box can flip it. This is a win, by the way, everybody, and calculated back-to-back small wins. Long, short, long, and then short with the retracement and push down. They're all small wins, and you're like, why can't it push to the average? Well, the problem is True Algo is showing us if you want to play in this consolidation, at least I'm keeping you in check the entire time. Versus the consolidation on the ES and NQ, it doesn't want us to play here. Like that's what it's saying. It's like, do not play in this area. You're going to get humbled. But it's allowing us opportunities on Bitcoin, even with tiny, and I guess you guys could say scalps, you know what I mean? Because like scalps can either be based off of time or the amount of money, but you can see very small directional moves in between boxes. But it'd be a whole different story if Bitcoin was up here. You know what I mean? Which is what the NQ is right now. Getting that continued rejection so far on the NQ. No new move to be taken. Bunch of hurry up and wait. This is what I meant by, you can see the N is still up there, that Tesla is neutral, and now Tesla has wrecked both sides of the option chain in a single candle. And we've only been open for 6 minutes. It's still neutral. That's why the N is there. See if NVIDIA, I don't think NVIDIA played up, but it was bullish. Actually, there you go. So if you took the calls right at New York Open for NVIDIA, quite the bullish move. And there's a box up here too. Yeah, so you can see NVIDIA immediately went to its take profit, full move up to the daily system, and then now rejecting on NVIDIA as expected, because that's where you're supposed to take profit, or puts should be your opening idea. Sorry, your next idea after the opening calls. I haven't moved this box, guys. We put that on there when we first jumped on. Get back over to Amazon. For whoever just asked about the crypto cells, it's so or is it Brian? Brian. It's still in a sell. But like this is our average. Like the green box you guys see is not random. This is the average with our stats, how far it should move. You want to get to the average, but the problem is this box is stopping it. So that's what happens. And if your stop loss is at break even, now that break even stop has just been hit. And that's designed to protect you, because the last thing you want to happen is this. And that'll protect you. What was the other thing? Brad asking about UJ again. The UJ should be bearish. By the way, NQ and ES are diverging from each other. Again, True Algo members, I talked to you guys about this, what was on Tuesday or Wednesday, about how rare that is. They should be moving in concert, and they're not. Brad, you're asking about the UJ. There we go. It did put in a bullish confirmation because I remember the box was right here, Brad. Right there. Yep. So the UJ is in a bullish confirmation, but stop should be a little bit below 156.2. But you are in a bullish confirmation. You guys see that? And again, similar like Bitcoin and ETH, like if the average move is about 35 pips, the problem is your boxes are stacked really close to each other. So like the system's doing its best to guide you in a place that's going to have consolidation and still provide small wins. And then obviously when you can get into some clearance zones, then you can get a much bigger win out of it. But UJ is confirmed bullish, Brad. I'll leave it up there for you. NQ continuing its free fall. The ES pushed up and right back below that target. Again, this is where the ES was able to sell for at the high yesterday and still cannot break it. NQ in free fall mode, everybody. Which means Apple's probably free falling. Yep. Big wick now on Amazon back down. Not Nvidia. Tesla, still neutral. Again, all still neutral. In 7 minutes with our next close, we could have a really good opportunity. If Apple can close below, so I'll show you like this. If Apple can do this, no matter what, we're kind of screwed. Microsoft is going to be neutral unless it closes bullish. Now, if Microsoft closes bullish and Apple closes bearish, well, then you have conflict. So again, what does that mean? The index futures are going to be difficult to trade. SPX, SPY, those are going to be difficult to trade. There is a high probability that Amazon is going to put a bullish confirmation in. You can see it has a bullish move up from the box. Option contracts, people, you have way higher volatility on your chain, but like this is where long should be produced. As long as you're getting a green push up, you need that candle to close, and you can follow it up to the next box above. And then you can see Tesla. Remember, we talked about it earlier, guys, about clearing both sides of the contract, and now it's right back again up to the top side. It's still neutral. There is no move to take. I'll update these here, guys, in 5 minutes when the candles close. ES was at the low. ES is now pushed back up again. The NQ for you small time frame people has now hit 22K to the tick and pushed right back up from our line. US 30 almost a daily open, which means the Russell should be pushing up too. No, Russell put in a new low. So Russell's still going as planned. There's an opportunity that gasoline futures here, guys, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to put in a new short as well. Sorry for bouncing around. I'm just trying to cover as many assets as possible for people. You're welcome, Brad. Bitcoin pushing back up again, everybody. You guys see what? Again, that's why the boxes are there. Like, we want that average, man. And this is going to be a very small calculated win into the average. And this is how we keep this as accurate as possible. But you need this thing. And again, Tether's the problem. Because Tether cannot close above our box yet, then it's not going to support the shorts on crypto. And then crypto can just muscle back up. If crypto, by the way, can get above 106.5, then we're going to have quite the long breakout on both ETH and Bitcoin. But man, ETH might put in new highs for the year. We might get into a sailing zone where like ETH just does not stop, everybody. Crypto folks, you might want to be really live on your charts here over the next hour or so. Because if this gets activated, these things are going to run, man. There's nothing in its way. We should take the high on Bitcoin too, that 108. Well, sorry, it's gotten up to 110, right? But there ain't nothing in the way now. This is our 80% rule. That stopped price before. But there's an opportunity that might present itself. And the reason why I'm talking about this so much, I know not all of you trade crypto, but crypto folks who follow us, you got to see what's happening simultaneously. It'll be ETH and Bitcoin both above the weekly system, and Tether will be below the weekly system. And I bet if you check totals, they're going to agree with Bitcoin and ETH. So there could be quite the power move that happens if it presents itself. Look at Tesla again, just both sides of the chain, man. Wicked. And that's ES is like literally not ES, NQ playing the same thing. This is what I mean, guys, about consolidation. Like, just the stocks really do help us with our system know if we're gonna have a nice move in a single direction, or if it's just gonna be a crapshoot and it's just gonna be unbelievably consolidating, and it's not something that I'm gonna force. There's been less moves taken this week, especially on ES and NQ. US 30 was glorious yesterday, but ES and NQ, man, have just been a consolidation fest all week. If you trade them as a solo asset, it's going to go great, but I would advise against that. DXY is confirmed bearish, right? DXY is bearish right now for whoever just asked. Ready? Down here. Again, you're in our red trend box trying to trend lower to the next box below. And then that's only can have a bearish view. You're also trending, so until you can get a close by this daily box, but then you're still fighting the trend. So I would just look for lower prices, at least today on DXY. Russell almost got to the other box, everybody. Almost. So again, average win, 92, and then now 13.6. So about 1 3/4 X of the average. About to have a close on stocks. John, make sure you hit me up on, I have a couple of questions for you, especially if you like to use smaller time frames on our Discord. Just send me a DM, bud, when you get a chance. It can be later. But I'm always curious about people that are on smaller time frames, how we can help the system with them. I don't suggest going to the small time frame, but if you have experience and you handle that well, then send me a message, bud. About to have the close. This candle has to close red on Tesla. If not, it's going to remain neutral. It can't close green. You can't be green and hit a box above. It has to close red to take an idea. Come on. There's a close. It is a bearish confirmation. So Tesla is bearish. Apple is neutral. Microsoft is neutral. And then Amazon is bullish. So you have bearish, neutral, neutral, bullish. So what does that mean? It just means that there is not, still a clear direction for index futures. They're going to struggle. And then I think this is a bearish confirmation now on NVIDIA. Quite the aggression here. It would be this candle right here. We're just trying to see if it hit a box. Yeah, so NVIDIA is bearish. Tesla is bearish. Apple is neutral. Microsoft is neutral. And then Amazon is bullish, correct? Yeah. So again, you're either neutral or they're in conflict. That means that the index futures are going to struggle to have a clear directional move. The ES is now at our box. So there is a short opportunity that can be had. The problem is the NQ is still in its consolidation phase. It could cause the US 30 to get up here and provide a short opportunity. Reminder, we have that target above for the US 30. True Algo members, I'm going to jump off here soon like normal. And then just make sure you guys are around, that I will most likely go live again if we're getting volatility in an hour. You guys see that ES causing that NQ to push down again from hitting the box. So this is for all of you guys this is not the area to go long. You do not long a box above. This is where you're going to get reasons to short. And we could get massive shorts if they really bring the pain. That would be fantastic. And the ES going down now would allow us to get in a short because the NQ should pull harder below the box and have a short opportunity. Russell's still going. Well, you can see Apple puts moving. Everything else is still neutral. And then Amazon, I got to get this out of the way. It's not neutral anymore. Amazon is in calls and going well so far. Nothing new on anything else. Everything else hasn't had a new close. You guys see the consolidation fest on gold? Like, remember what I said? Like, you can't short gold even though it's rejected from our box because True Algo, guys, it is a consolidation fest around everywhere. And this is where you have to follow your rules. Do not give money back to the markets. And so this, if again, just rewind the tape when this next candle was printed, which is, I guess, somewhere between 7 minutes ago, right? 17 minutes ago. Rewind the tape, and you'll see what I said here about gold shifted down, but you can't take shorts here because you can find support at our box to push back up. And then sure enough, that's what it's doing. You can't take longs either because it has to close above, and it hasn't closed yet. Copper hasn't hit the break-even point yet to take that position out, so there is still the probability it could push down. If copper closes this candle green, everybody, that is a valid bullish confirmation. So if this candle closes green, then copper is in a long. And for the, man, that's pretty rare. Like DXY is plummeting, and UJ is actually struggling. They're supposed to move in concert, so that just means there's something going on with the UJ. But DXY is going as planned. You guys will see the longs on Euro have pushed up. And there's the new high on the current candle for the Euro. Again, hope that helps for you guys. The UJ should be pushing down too. Or sorry, that is, oh my God, my brain. That is why the UJ is pushing down because DXY is confirmed bearish. Copper, no, in 11 minutes, Matthew, it would be a bullish confirmation. See how that candle... The previous candle hit the box below. That means the next candle, if it closes bullish, that's a valid bullish confirmation from this box. It's not bullish yet, bud. It would just be when this candle closes if this current candle closes green. Right now, we are still in that bearish confirmation or neutral because it's hit the box for a take profit from below. We're not in a bullish confirmation now, bud. Cool. Yep, and then index is still... And now NQ finally starting to wake up. And by the way, NQ and US 30 still diverging. Again, write that down, everybody. First 45 minutes that the NQ and the ES will diverge. And there you go. Now US 30 breaking down hard. And then NQ breaking up. And by the way, look at Russell. Back down for new lows. Trying to get the Russell to actually hit our box below here. Gasoline futures looking good too for another short coming up. Okay, cool. All right, folks. Sorry that today was a little bit boring. It's a lot of days this week. There's been so much consolidation on the ES and NQ. But I'll tell you what, man. I'll take consolidation instead of wrecking my account any day and just staying out of the way. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Brad, send me a message, or not Brad. John, send me a message if you get a time. I'm curious. I like seeing what you guys do on smaller time frames. See if how we can improve the system for you guys specifically. All right, folks, I'll catch you in a little bit. True Algo members, send me a message and then watch your notifications here in about an hour. I'll most likely jump on again to see if there's any volatility that we can all take advantage of live again. All right, folks, take care. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out.